Hello, my name is Danielle and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for joining us today. Today I'm going to be talking about another independent makeup brand that I've found on Etsy called Addictive Cosmetics. They're a great brand. I personally will start off by saying I prefer their eyeshadows over everything that they have in their shop, and I've tried quite a few different things from them. The owner's name is Amber. I've never had like any issues with getting in touch with her. I've even talked to her on Instagram or asked her questions and she's responded. They are an all-natural brand, cruelty and vegan. Well, I think mostly vegan. I'm not so sure if everything's vegan. I was just kind of looking through some of the products today before I started this video, and a lot of them would say if they were vegan or not. She does samples, singles, and like sets of things, so the price range does vary quite a bit. It goes from $2.99 all the way up to $72.95 was the most expensive. She is a 5-star rated Etsy shop, and that's not to say that her Etsy shop is perfect. She does have some things where people have criticized. I've even criticized some products. Not every brand can have a perfect line from this item to that item. Some people love everything. I am not one of those people. I do have a few things that I do not love from her brand that I'll talk about, but then there's so many eyeshadows that I do absolutely love from her brand, and that's mostly what I order are the eyeshadows. But first we're gonna go ahead and start with a couple of the things that are not eyeshadows, and then we'll get into all of the other eyeshadows. The first things here I'm going to start with are some lipstick samples. Most of her samples are what start at $2.99. These lipstick samples, this one is in Osiris. It's kind of like a purpley color. And then this one is in Rasta. And that's what that one looks like. If it looks like I haven't used these much, I'm not the biggest fan of these lipsticks. Go ahead and swatch, and I think it's mostly, it's mostly because I have to really work, and I've had to really work to make these work. That is what Rasta looks like. They're not as pigmented as described on her Etsy shop, and that's my only kind of disappointment with them. And then this one, I don't like this one because it has glitter in it that you can feel, and it's very chunky, but it has kind of an off texture in my mind. Not to say that her other lipsticks aren't great, or maybe if it is just samples, but I've kind of stayed away from ordering lipsticks and things from her shop, and that's just because they're not my favorite. Not to say that they're not somebody else's favorite or that they don't work for someone else. They just did not work for me. Sorry if you can hear that. I have my giant thing of makeup wipes here. But again, if you like these colors and think that they would work for you, this one is Rasta and this one is Osiris. I forgot to see. They kind of have like a smell to them, but it smells good. I don't know how to describe it. It's obviously some ingredient in here that she uses that smells really good. But anyway, yeah. So I do highly recommend for certain products going ahead and getting the sample size before you order the full size, just so you can try it out, see if it's the right shade for you, the right color. From a lot of what the reviews that I read, as far as the not so savory reviews, a lot of them were talking about how it wasn't the color they wanted, it wasn't this. Well, she does offer sample sizes for that reason, I believe. So I would check those out. That way you can make sure that you get the sample, get the color that you desire. The next thing I have here, and these have recently kind of warmed their way back into my heart. I didn't like them in the beginning, and I think maybe it's because I ordered them in the winter, and now for the summer it kind of works. These are both mineral blushes. This one is in Birthday Suit, but as you can see, I use that one more as a contour. Yeah, use it more as a contour here. I really like the texture, it's very soft. And then this is a blush in Snapdragon. But this one is very sparkly. I like it because it's like a blush, highlight, all in one. I mean, look at that. So if I'm going to use it, I don't go in as heavy as I did for this swatch. But if I was going to be using it, I do take just very little, because that goes a long way. And these are both samples of the full size. Again, $2.99, well worth checking out the sample, and I'm probably going to at some point buy a full size of this. Okay, we are going to go ahead and start talking about some of the eyeshadows. So when I first started ordering from her, I started off with 2 eyeshadows that just interest me. I thought they were cool. This one is Tinkerbell, and it is a lavender gray color, but a very sparkly lavender gray color. Now this next one is my absolute favorite eyeshadow from this brand. I love it. I can wear it just by itself because it has a really cool color shift. This one is called Beetlejuice, and it goes from red to blue, and it is my absolute favorite. I'm going to go ahead and swatch these two for you really quick. So the bottom one there is Beetlejuice, and if you can see that color shift, and the top one is Tinkerbell. Beetlejuice has that nice like blue-green color shift to it, and in different angles it really does look different. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and show you is I got a trio set called Color Run. So this one is Peacock, this one is Fraggle Rock, and this one is OMG. And I thought it was really cool because she kind of did like on her website a look that she used to kind of show these shadows off, and I really do like the look, so I'm probably going to at some point try and recreate it. But I'm going to go ahead and swatch these for you. I'll do them one by one so that you can see them. So here we go. Here is Peacock. It is a very bright blue color. Next we have Fraggle Rock, and it is this very pretty, I would say almost kind of like metallic sheen eyeshadow. And next we have this shade OMG, and it is this very pretty green metallic shade. The Color Run Trio runs you $16.99 for the set, and you get 3 eyeshadows for that set. The next set of eyeshadows I have are from, or they're inspired by the Venus collection by like Lime Crime, and she has a lot of like shades that are supposed to be similar, and she sells this is an 8-piece set that she sells for $45. And this is going to be my very first time swatching them. I don't own any of the Lime Crime makeup. I don't intend to. I just thought it was kind of cool that a vegan, cruelty-free, independent brand took it upon themselves to try and make some dupes of that. The first one we're going to look at is Halo. Go ahead and open this. And it is supposed to be like the color Aura. And I will be swatching these in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you what they are and what shade they're supposed to mimic. This one is Avalon, and it's supposed to be like the shade Shell. The next one I have here is Sweet Nothing, and this one is supposed to be like the shade Venus. This one is Cookie Puss, and it's supposed to be like the shade Icon. I don't know why I keep putting the lids on. I'm trying to leave them off so I can swatch them for you guys, but I keep putting the lid back on. It's taking too much time. This one is Knockout, and it's supposed to be like the shade Rebirth. I did it again. This one is Pocahontas, and it is supposed to be similar to the shade Creation. I swear I'm trying to be able to speak, but it doesn't always come out. This one is Red Leather, and it's supposed to be similar to the shade Muse. And the final one that I have here is Sandstone, and it is supposed to be similar to the shade Divine. I'm curious if you guys do have the Venus palettes, or whichever Venus palette this is supposed to mimic. Comment down below if any of these shades are similar. I do not have it. I'm just going off of what the information on her shop said. So I think the first one I'm going to go ahead and swatch for you is going to be Knockout. Kind of drawn to this color. I think it's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and swatch that. So that is what Knockout looks like. It is a bright kind of orange red shade. Here is the shade Sweet Nothing, and I would say that it is kind of a burgundy red color. Next we have the shade Red Leather, which I would say is a brick red color, and it is a matte shade. Next I have this shade Abalone, which is a very soft pink shade with a little bit of glitter in it. This one's kind of hard to see, but it is Halo, and I would think this one would work really well as a transition shade. It is a matte shadow, but it's kind of like a skin tone type color. Next is a deep brown shade called Cookie Puss. Here's the shade Pocahontas. It is another matte shade. It's kind of has like an orange brown kind of, or tan tone to it. And here is Sandstone. It is a gray matte shade. I do really enjoy all of these shadows that I have purchased recently. I'm really excited to add so many matte shadows that are loose pigments to my collection, so I'm excited about that. I will say this about Addictive Cosmetics, as far as makeup that I have ordered from Etsy, it does run a little more expensive, but I really do enjoy her eyeshadows. I think they're great. One of the cool things that she does is if you show or share items that you've purchased from her shop, she will include a free sample-sized eyeshadow, and she sent me Vector. Let's see if I can get this open without... And this is what Vector looks like. It is a beautiful peachy orange shade. Go ahead and swatch that really quick for you. It is very shimmery, but it's beautiful. So that is Vector. I have to look at that one. It's pretty. It'd be pretty all over my eye, or all over my lid. But anyway, I do really enjoy some of the stuff that I order. As I said, I don't enjoy like the entire line. The lipsticks aren't my favorite. The Snapdragon blush right now works, but in a few months it probably won't for me. I just like to use it as a little bit of a highlight. And then Birthday Suit works really well as a contour shade for me. But with every makeup brand, there's always going to be a few things that don't work, even drugstore, high-end. It goes the same with independent brands. Not everything works for everyone, and that's okay. And I am pleased to see that certain things do work for other people from these brands, because it's really cool to see people supporting these brands. I will be linking her shop information down below, so if you want to check out her shop, that'd be great. Yeah. One of the other things I will say before I go is that she is constantly adding items, which I think is cool. New shades, new lipsticks, new blushes, all kinds of things. She even does skincare stuff. I remember when I first ordered from her, I did get some skincare stuff that was actually really nice, so I do recommend checking that out. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!